Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm thankful for tattoos. Now, I know that might sound weird to some of you, but I have kind of a reason for it, obviously, because I'm making a video about it. So, one, tattoos look really nice, first of all. And each person has their own style, so what looks good to one person may or may not look good to another person. But in my opinion, tattoos are like a visual story that a person puts on their body and projects to other people. So I mean, it also kind of varies, because speaking on terms of different people, not everybody gets things that are significant to them. They know they want a tattoo, so they just randomly get a tattoo that they like. So the preference of the tattoos that they choose to have on their bodies is something that they like a lot. Other people decide, oh, well, I'm only ever going to have like meaningful stuff on my body. And then there's people who are like, okay, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to let somebody else choose my tattoo, and I'm not going to know anything about it until I'm looking at it. Either way, it says something about you. So when you look at a person and they have a tattoo, it's kind of like telling their story. You're seeing stuff that they're interested in. You're seeing something that may or may not be valuable to that person. And it's kind of like a way to express yourself. And it's like your own personal art for everyone else to see. For example, I have 2 tattoos on my body. Both have different meanings. The first one I call Bob, and he's on my ankle, and he's literally of a little stick figure, and it's very hard to maneuver around to show you my ankle, so I'm just going to draw it here and show you the drawing. That's Bob. And Bob is on my ankle. And he's a small tattoo. I'll try to show it to you anyways, just because. Literally. And now people are probably like, okay, why do you have that on your body? Well, first of all, Bob has a lot of significance from several different standpoints pushed in together to make one little figure. Okay? So literally the story behind Bob is, have anybody, and let me know down in the comments, has anybody seen Caillou? Well, from what I'm remembering and where I got this from was Caillou's little hairs on the top of his head. Or Tommy from the Rugrats, even, with the little hairs on the top of the head. So I thought, okay, well, I always thought that it was like little cute when you see like a cartoon character and they have those little hairs sticking straight out of their head. And that's something that I've always, liked or whatever about characters. And so I was like, okay, well, I want to make my own character, and I want to have that character have, those little hairs. So that's where these 1, 2, and 3 lines come from. Those are Bob's hairs. Then there's this long piece of hair right here. This long line right here. That is actually a unibrow. And I did it like that to indicate that it's a hair, but it's a longer hair than the rest of the hairs. Because when you have a unibrow, you still have the hairs that are one length, but a unibrow connects the two, so it's a longer strand of hair. My sister used to have a unibrow, and I would always watch cartoons with her, so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to signify those cartoon characters with the little hairs, and then I'm going to signify my sister by having the unibrow on there, so I have those. And then if you look at the way that the eyes are with the mouth, because this is actually a mouth, it's not a face, it's a mouth. It's literally just a smiley face. Like, if you take out the body, it's literally just a smiley face. And that smiley face I got from a middle school crush. I absolutely adored this guy. I had a never-ending crush on him. And it was so bad to where, like, when I would pass him in the hallways or the stairs and my friend was there, she would literally turn bright red, laugh, and she would point at him as he was walking by me, because she thought it was hilariously funny that she knew who he was, and she knew that I was looking at him because I had a crush on him, and she knew what it probably was doing to me because he passed by. And this particular part in particular is the stairwell was crowded, and we were going through passing period, and we had to go from downstairs to upstairs, and she stepped on the back of my shoe. So my shoe came off on one stair. I went 2 or 3 stairs up and then tripped because I was on my period, and so I had a purse with me, which I don't do anymore, and it had like my pads and stuff inside the purse. And so when she stepped on it, my purse went flying in front of me, so I went to grab it and I fell over on the stairs. Not only were we doing this and it was hilarious and I was sitting there, but everybody was coming up and down the stairs, so there was a bunch of traffic. But then my crush came walking down, and I was sitting there like that as he was walking down the stairs, and I looked up and I was like, and she saw him, and she was just bright red, and she was pointing at him the whole time. Well, it was one of those crushes, okay? And we were in the same DARE class together, and the teacher, I don't know how, but she gave me the wrong paper. Like, we had turned in an assignment, and they graded it, and they were giving it back to us, and she handed me his paper instead of handing me my own. And at the top of his paper, he had a smiley face on it. The fact that I got that tattooed on my body. But, he had that smiley face on there, where it was just the lines, and then the smiley face was equaling the eyes. And I forever have loved that smiley face. Not just because my middle school crush drew it on his paper, but because I've never seen anybody draw a smiley face like that. So to see someone do that, I was like, wow, I really like that smiley face or whatever. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm not like, Bob needs a body. But I didn't have a body for Bob. And I'm absolutely scared of spiders. If you had seen the video about spiders from October, you will know that I just blah, blah, don't like them. Get away, bye. But in middle school, we had these hills, and behind the hills was like an entrance. It was like a pathway, and there were classes behind them. And during recess, my friends and I would go and climb up on these hills, and we would walk around that area, and there was a daddy long leg chilling on the side of the building. And I was terrified of it. But then I was like, oh my gosh, what if I stuck, like, because if you look at a spider and you see their body, and then their legs just come off the body, they don't have a stomach, they don't have, like, they might have a stomach and hips and all that, but they're not built and structured the way that a human body would be. They don't have, like, their head is on the rest of their body. Like, you literally have their body, and this is their face, And then they have their legs. That's an ugly ass. Get that off my paper. But they don't have a head, and then a neck, and then the shoulders, and then the chest, and then the stomach. They don't have it built like that, you know? It's literally just a little circle with all of their nastiness combined in that circle with their legs sticking out. And so I was like, oh, that would be a perfect body for whatever reason for Bob. So Bob's body signifies a spider, which kind of grosses me out because the fact that I took that idea from a spider and I hate spiders, it's kind of funny that I would use that to build Bob, but I did. I just threw my pen at you. Sorry. And then Bob's name, Robin Williams. There is either a show or a movie or something he was in as a young actor, and I seen it in a preview where he's in this room with this girl and he's like being really funny like he always is, and they got a phone call and he picked it up and he was like, "Hello, Bob," and it's just like how fast he said it was hilarious to me. I've never been able to find it since. So far, nobody but maybe one person has any clue or idea what I'm talking about when I talk about it, and like, I cannot find it. But it was so funny to me that I named my stick figure Bob. And ever since I created the stick figure, that has been my signature everywhere. Like, I will draw Bob everywhere. Like, at the end of the night when I have to do my night duties for my job, and I have to calculate stuff, and have like a little receipt or like a little paper showing that I did what I was supposed to do, I will write on there, "Have a good day," and then I will draw a picture of Bob. And whenever there's snow, I will draw a picture in the snow of Bob. And if the windows are dirty or have stuff on them on the car, I will draw a picture of Bob. Or if the window is fogged on the house or whatever, I will draw a picture of Bob. I literally have drawn Bob everywhere because I absolutely love how cute he is. Like, all of these things combined into one. And that's different points in my life that I combined all into one little figure, and I got that tattooed on my body. Not to mention Bob was my very first tattoo. And then there's the second one that I have, which she's not here right now because she's at work, but this tattoo is of a moon. And I got it for multiple reasons. And I got it in this spot for also reasons. The main focus to the tattoo is the fact that my sister shares the other half. It's a sun and the moon. And now when I'm thinking of a sun and moon and my religion being Wiccan, you always see, like in Twitches and stuff, you see the sun and the moon, you know, being two opposites that come together to form one being. I have always been a night person, and she has always been a day person. She wants to get up early in the morning and calls it a good time. She wants to go to bed at a decent time. I would rather be asleep during the day and awake during the night. So not only does her having the sun signify her lifestyle and how she's like a day person, and how the moon signifies me with the night, being a night owl and, you know, wanting to be awake during night, but we're sisters and we come together and we form like a bond, which is funny too because I've also described to you guys before that there's stuff that I cannot figure out at all. And the stuff that I can't figure out, she genuinely can figure out. And vice versa. Where there's stuff that she can't figure out, I generally can figure it out. And you put both of those together and we have the whole thing figured out. The moon is a big thing with my religion. And I'm sure the sun might be as well, but I know that a lot of the drawings for Wicca and Wiccan and all of that other stuff is a moon. So I'm automatically drawn to the moon through my beliefs and just what I like in general. So not only does it speak for a symbol of my sister, but it also speaks for a symbol of who I am and my inner core and my beliefs and my religion and all of that. Um, it's on this side of my arm for more than one reason. One is hers is on her right arm. So if we're standing next to each other and she's on my left side and we're holding out our arm, her arm is her tattoo would be right next to mine. And if she's standing on the opposite side of me and we do that, then the sun is inside the moon. So that's why I chose to do it that way. Versus getting it on the same arm. Not to mention, I have other tattoos that I want on the right side, so I don't want to put this on the right side because then it's going to be in the way of the other tattoos. The other reason why I put it on this side of my arm is my best friend has something very significant and meaningful to her tattooed in the same spot on her arm, and it's on the same arm. So while this is a tattoo about my sister, there's like several different meanings. Like putting things in a placement is just as important as what you're going to put on your body. I have other tattoos that I would like to do, like my entire family have gotten family tattoos, except for a select few of us who still have to get them. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to put it. I kind of want to make it as a bracelet, maybe, where it says family across here or across my veins. And then it's got the heart monitor thing that it's attached to. Or I might cuff it around my arm. But for the most part, everyone else has it going up and down their arm like this. And I don't necessarily want to do it like that. Which obviously signifies, you know, your heart and family going in together, which is very important. But then there's also one that I would like to get of Oreo, where it's one of my favorite pictures of him with a collage of his favorite toys underneath. But I like he's sitting in it, and then I wanted to get his paw prints. The vet gave when I had to leave Oreo with them, they made it possible so that they can give me 3 of his paw prints. I believe it's all of the same paw, but I still have 3 versions of that. And I also have like the engravement, like they put it in some clay or whatever, that I have. So I wanted to incorporate those in there, and then I wanted his birthday and his death date on there as well. And obviously, those of you who have been following my channel and me and my dog, you know how important he is to me. So to have that on my arm is like having a piece of him with me all the time. This is why I'm thankful for having tattoos, because I'm getting worked up over it just by talking about it. Tattoos is a story of yourself that you put on your arm or your body, and you show other people, you know, those things. Yeah. It's a way to be connected without fully being with somebody or being wherever it is. Whew, okay. Was not expecting to cry. But yeah. So, it's just a way to express yourself, really. And I think that's beautiful, to be able to express yourself. And plus people look cool with tattoos, you know, like if it's not something like overwhelming, it looks really nice when people do them. And I'm thankful for the artists too. Like if you really sit down and you look at a tattoo and how clean the lines are, like you're doing that on skin. you know, you have to stretch the skin in a way to be able to make it on there, but everything bounces back and everything moves. So to not only be able to draw like that is like, wow, that's amazing, you can draw that, but to be able to do it on someone's skin and have it always look good. You know what I mean? Like, I could add to this. But yeah. So, whew. If you guys have tattoos, I would love to know what they are of and the meaning behind them if you're willing to share. So leave me a comment down below and tell me about you and your tattoos and why you're thankful for them. Be sure to check out my playlist, Thankful, if you would like to see other videos like this one where I talk about things that I am thankful for. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!